welcome back. So this was our princess that bustier we drafted on my last video. So I'm going to use this pattern now to make a lovely gown. You would like this gown. So I'm going to make use of one part of this. Just watch what I'll be doing now. So this is one side of my blouse pattern. This gown, I'm going to slash and spread this pattern. I'm going to slash it. So my slash now, I started from the upper bust and I went down just before the under bust. Then I'll cut through. Be careful so that I not cut everything out. So you won't cut it out. So watch what I'm going to do now. I've slashed this thing into 4 parts. I'm going to place it on another pattern, then slash it, put them in place, then trace out. I'll use my pins to hold them. This gown is very simple, so you don't need to be scared. It's very simple. You just slash and spread it, then draft on a new pattern paper. So remember, when we drafted our pattern on our princess darts, we just added the dart allowance, but we did not add our seam allowance, that is our sewing allowance. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to add my sewing allowance on my second pattern. So I'm going to trace this. I hope you are, let me see. Okay. I'm going to trace it like this. You can use your French curve. Then on this part, on the armhole area, I'm going to add half inch. Please always make sure. You know I'm used to it, so sometimes I know the. Then on the seam area, please don't be confused. From here to here is the armhole area. So from here, just after the armhole area, you add 2 inches. I'm talking of the seam allowance, add 2 inches. Let's see. Or let me use 1.5 because I'm making use of a stretchy fabric. 1.5. Then on the down parts, I'll add half inches because I'm joining it together. Okay, it has a cut on the way, so I'll be adding 5 inch here. But before then, there is what I want to explain to you. If you look at this place very well, this place we stretch. After slashing, we stretch it, right? After slashing, we spread it, right? So this place we spread. If you check very well, it's not really straight. There are little foldings here. So if you cut it exactly like this, and you want to join it to this pattern, to this one here, it's going to have shortage. What you will do is to add extra half inches because of these small folds, so that you don't have shortage of fabric. Because of these small folds, just add extra half inch. Okay, so it means here, from here. So let's mark where our pattern stops. I hope you are getting what I'm doing. So we just marked where our pattern stopped. So as I was explaining, I hope you got my explanation. I said because of this small fold, after we spread it, we slash and spread it. So after spreading it, so we have small folds here. If you cut it exactly like this, you are going to have shortage. So to avoid this shortage, what you are going to do, you are going to add extra ½ inch, just to replace this small folds. So what I'm going to do now, I'm be adding 1 inch here. Supposed to be ½ inch because of the joining. ½ inch here. Sorry, 1 inch here, then ½ inch here. Here, there's no problem here. ½ inch here. Then you connect. Are you seeing this? This is not hard. It's very simple. So our pattern now is ready. We are going to cut out. Okay, our pattern is ready. So what we are making use of now is the new pattern. Are you seeing? It's a new pattern. So we are going to use this now to cut fabric. We are cutting this now into two. One on the right side and one on the left side. Then this one will be in the middle. You guys right? So I'm cutting two. And I'm going to use this beautiful fabric here. This is thick crepe. And it's a bit stretchy. This is thick crepe. It doesn't require lining. So I'm going to use it and cut this into two. Okay, yeah, my fabric is on fold. So I said earlier that we are going to cut this pattern. We are going to cut it too. So that's why my fabric is on fold. So the down part, what I'm going to do, or what I have in mind to do on the down part is, I'm going to cut a 720-degree triangle flare on the down part. So stay tuned and watch till the end. So I'm trying to avoid wasting fabric. So this style I'm making, depending on your size, it requires from 3 years and above because of the flare. Depending on your size, like I said. And I'm using thick crepe. I'm making use of thick crepe. So I'm going to cut out. I'm going to cut my center front. Remember, the center front is on fold. Okay. So I'm going to pin them down to put them in place. I'm going to pin. And I want to make use of, I'm not making use of this V-neck. So I want to make use of round neck or a canoe neck. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to cut out now. But before then, I don't want to make use of this V-neck. After cutting out, I'll cut out the neck. I'm adding ½ inch here. I'm making use of neck depth of of 4 and neck width of 3. That's what I'm using. So we are done with our front part. So I'm going to cut out the back. I'm going to cut the back part now. So here we already added our zipper allowance when I drafted it, but I've not added my seam allowance, my sewing allowance. And remember, there is 1 inch dart allowance here on both sides. So I'm going to add my dart too. The only thing that is not here that I'm going to add now is my sewing allowance. So our front and back pattern is ready. Our front and back pattern is ready. Let me mark where I'm going to start my dart. Let me notch it. So I'm going to start fixing my dart here. I'll notch it. So here, our front and back is ready. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to cut out my 720-degree triangle flay. My fabric is folded into 2. So what I'm going to do now is, my waist is 30. So I'm going to use half of my waist. So half of my waist is 15. Then divide by 4 is, I think, 3.75. Remember, I said I'm using half of my waist because it's a 720 degrees, not a 360. So I'm going to use half of my waist divide by 4. Then half of my waist divide by 4, I have 3.75. Here is my fabric folded into 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it this way. I'm going to okay. Okay, what I'm checking is, I'm checking if the length is enough, because my shoulder to half length is 16. Then my full gown length is 40. My shoulder to waist is 16. So the down part is supposed to be how many? It's supposed to be, I think, 24, right? Yes, 24. So I'm checking if the length is enough. Half of my waist divided by 4 is 3.75, but I'm going to make use of 4 because of the stitching allowance. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to check where the... Are you seeing what I'm doing here? Okay. So here is 4. Please don't keep your tape straight like this. It should be curvy. It should be in a curved form like this. Then you mark where your 4 is. You check where the 4 stops. And 4 stops here. Okay, I'm trying to check if it's still 4. So from this point here, from this point you are going to take your gown length, and I said that my gown length is 40. So minus the 16, minus 16 from shoulder to waist, that is 24. But here I'm having 20, exactly 20. Okay, 24.5. So I don't have any stitching allowance, and sorry, I don't have any hemming allowance, and there is nothing I can do. So I'll just use the 24.5. Maybe I can just reduce some for my hem allowance, because this fabric, there's nothing I can do right now. So I'll make use of 24.5, and from there, from this place, you take it round 24.5. So we are going to cut that. So have you seen, after cutting out this, after cutting out this, we are going to cut this again into two. Remember, I use my half waist for the measuring because it's a 720 degree. So I use my half waist for it. So the other half is still 15, right? So we are going to cut this into two. I'm going to fold another fabric just like this and cut out the second one. Our flare is ready. So one part is for the back, while the other part is for the front. This other one that is for the back, we are going to slash it into two because of the zip. So I'm going to slash this one into two. Okay, I'm going to cut out my sleeve. If you want to know how I drafted this sleeve, check one of my videos. I have a video on how to draft a sleeve. I'm going to cut out my facing. Remember, the front is on fold, so your facing should be on fold. So your facing should not stop exactly where your shoulder stop. It should be at least half of it. You know the back is open because of the zip, so your facing should be open. So it's time to sew. It's time to sew. There's the front facing. There's the front facing. And here are the back facing. Before I attach my facing, let's work on the front first. So these are the patterns, the fabrics we cut for the front. So we are going to sew the front first. We are going to turn the front side, the right side facing the right side, like this. You pin starting from the waist. You pin to secure the waist, then you pin the armhole. You pin the waist, then you pin the armhole. You pin the waist till you get a little above the under bust. Here is the under bust. So I'll pin one more before I start pleating. I see. Then the armhole, you pin and stop above the chest, above the bust, that is the chest. Are you seeing? Here are the SS. Here is the SS. So you start pleating. You start pleating. If you pleat, you pin. You pleat, you pin. That is what you do till you exhaust the fabric. Are you seeing what I'm doing? You pin, you keep pinning until you exhaust your fabric. Okay, are you seeing? That is how you are going to do on the other side too. So when you turn it, it looks like this. Are you seeing the effect? The front facing the front side. Let's sew now. So you are sewing with, this is the back, you are sewing with 1/2 inch. Another thing I forgot to mention is, when you want to pleat, please make sure if your pleat started from 4 on the other side, please make sure you start your pleat too from 4. Okay? And also make sure the upper part, the armhole area, where your pleat started, make sure it's the same thing so that the two pleats or the two folding will not look different from each other. And always count your pleat too. If here you pleated 6, make sure this side is 6 as well. Here, this is my pleat, and the other side too, this is my pleat. So even if it will not look exactly 100% the same, but it should be similar, okay? Okay, I've sewn it. The next thing I'm going to do is to attach the down part to the upper part, that is the flay. Okay, here I'm going to sew now. I'll do same thing for the back, but remember to sew your back dart too. Then I'll attach my facing and my zip. I've sewn my dart and attach it to the down part. So what I'm going to do is to attach my front facing and back facing. Then fix my zip too. I'm going to attach my front facing and back facing. The front side facing the front side. Then I'll sew and turn it, flip it to the other side. I'll do the same for the back, then attach my zip. I've fixed my zip and I've attached my facing, as you can see. I've attached my facing. Here is the back and here is the front. Join the fabrics together and fix my sleeve. So I'm going to show you when I finish everything. I'm going to join the front and back piece together, then fix my sleeve, and I'll be right back. I hope you can still hear me. Rain is falling this side, so I've fixed everything that I need to fix. I've attached my sleeve, I've sewn the seam together. So this is what I have. Start the facing with needle and thread so that when you wear it, it will not be coming out. You want to sew it, sew inside, hide the thread, and then bring it out. Here is the final look. So I'm going to rock the gown.